is a big, beautiful morning here in central Louisiana, and welcome to our big, beautiful show.
What are you getting at?
I don't know. It just sounds cool to say.
Okay.
I mean, if the president can use it, why can't we?
That's right. We can all use words.
It's Talkback here on KSYL for a Thursday morning. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell, and looking forward to having you today at 442-8255 on the BOM Bank Talk Line. We always love talking with the folks, as Bill O'Reilly used to say.
The people of Central Louisiana. Give us a call, yeah.
It's a show that we've taken away from them and we've given to you, the people.
The people of Alexandria. Speaking of big and beautiful, they're having allegedly a big, I don't know about beautiful, protest across the nation today. Did you see that?
I saw that you had posted about it. I didn't have a chance to read up on it.
It's the same people that put on the No Kings protest. So Public Citizen, I think, and a bunch of other
that was
left-leaning activist groups. It's called Good Trouble, I think. The only one in Central Louisiana is going to be in Leesville. There's 5 across Louisiana: Shreveport, Hammond, Baton Rouge, Lafayette. I didn't see any in Alexandria. But it's after the late Congressman John Lewis, who says it's good to get in good trouble to make a difference. But it's dubbed as an anti-Trump protest. So there's apparently 1,600 of them across the nation. So I don't know why it's today. I have to figure that out.
Did you see the comments somebody left on your post? Said, "Hold on, I have a movement. Please pass it."
People are funny.
I love our audience.
Yeah. My Facebook comments get interesting.
They do. Yeah. Range from accusing you of being a raging liberal to way too conservative.
I haven't got that in a while, but yeah. So I guess that means I'm.
By the way, did you see there was a guy? It was a couple days ago. I saw it on Twitter. He's some kind of business owner or something like that, but he had been offered the chance to sponsor some protesters. $20 million they wanted from him. He turned it down.
20 million?
Yeah. So These are not organic protests. They're being funded from left-wing groups.
Oh, they're pretty open about that.
Yeah.
Because it's all over their website. There's like over 100 different sponsors, and depending on the state. So, oh yeah. It's no doubt.
I feel like, using that form of protest has become cliche, and it's lost its effectiveness. I think people just kind of roll their eyes now.
I think that's a decent point.
Yeah.
I do. But I mean, there's a lot of people that they want to make their voices heard, and that's the American way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. So I mean, that's great. But yeah, I think there's a lot of sentiment. I'm sure a lot of the right thinks that, but yeah, it's just kind of like, okay,
Well, I mean, you know why a lot of the people on the right don't do these protests? Because they actually have jobs.
Well, I think a lot of left people do too. I would assume they do.
I'm kidding.
We all have to work.
Our friends on the left who listen to us, I know you have jobs.
Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. Because I don't know how many people in Leesville are going to show up.
A lot of the No Kings protests were like people over 60.
I don't know, but the one in Alexandria, it got to be pretty diverse at the end of it before the hurricane.
It was on a Saturday. Yeah, that's right.
But at first it was probably a little bit older people. But.
Yeah, speaking of hurricanes, I mean, we could have some tropical-ish weather coming through. I haven't seen. Did you see?
Let me see if Nick will call in. I don't want to annoy him this morning.
I don't know if he wakes up this early. But
he said, I texted him like super late one night, and he's like, well, I'm not going to hear it anyway because I put it on silence. So I was like, okay, I don't feel bad.
Right.
Let me text him here.
Okay.
Want to give us an update on the weather? Let me see. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be as bad as maybe some people thought it would be. You never know, I guess, if a system stalls.
Looking at their latest map they had, we could see through Tuesday, they're looking at like 1.5 inches to 2 inches. So,
okay.
I mean, that's not, but you get down to the south and along the coast, then you could see some more issues. But
you just never know sometimes. Sometimes we get these tropical systems that we didn't think were going to be something, and they just go,
The weather was wild yesterday
water.
across the country. I mean, they had like 5 tornadoes in Wisconsin.
Didn't see that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. People were, of course, had their cell phones taking video and things like that. There's been flooding out east. Did you see the other day when they had the flooding in New York and it was flooding the subway? I mean, that video.
Oh, I saw that.
That video was wild too. So yeah. I mean, just one of those summers where we're having a lot of activity.
I would say it's been. I'm no expert here, but I feel like we've had more random random summer showers across central Louisiana. Like, it's completely beautiful, and then just a tiny storm that lasts for 10 minutes.
Right.
And then it's back to being nice.
Right.
I know, those summer things are not unusual. This was like almost every day now.
They call them pop-up showers.
Because we had them in Florida when I lived there all the time.
Oh,
and that was common.
Yeah.
You'd be on the beach and it would just rain randomly. But, I just feel like we're having more of them. But I don't want to say any more because I don't want to be wrong.
Well, maybe we can get an expert opinion at some point this morning. Anyway, you guys know our number. It's 442-8255 here on Talkback. We'd love to talk with you. We have a big story we want to get to. I'm holding off on that until after our 7:30 break. And you know which one I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
It's even made national news.
Oh, okay. The one we were talking about off air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to the phones. Get it going here this morning. Morning, you're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for taking my call. I wanted to comment on Stephen's comment that many on the left do have jobs as well, and he's right. The vast majority of them, it's an intellectually dishonest ideology. The vast majority of them live just like us. They advocate for all these leftist positions. They advocate for same-sex marriage, yet the vast majority of them are married to someone of the opposite sex. They advocate for abortion, yet many of them don't abort their children. They raise their children. They advocate for big top-down nanny states. Yet they make their own way in life. And what they're failing to realize is they don't think below the surface. They see somebody who's upset and they think, we want to make them not upset. Instead of thinking of what these policies will do to those people. People who are carried by the government never get the opportunity to win their own self-respect. We believe in ourselves according to what we do in our lives. Y'all take pride in producing a better product. A show. Y'all work hard to do that. Y'all get up early. Y'all go, Stephen runs all over the state. And it's true. But when people say, man, we appreciate you doing that, that makes you feel a little better about you. And when you tell somebody you can't get an ID to go vote, you can't make your own way, we need to give you this lifelong subsidy, then what you're doing is you're robbing them of their opportunity to make their own way in life and earn the self-respect that you can only get by doing so.
The soft bigotry of low expectations.
Exactly. Yeah, Rush had it all along. But it's true. They don't live like they argue. They live like we live. And so, anyways, that's Miles Razor's Day. Y'all have a great day.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, no, I get it. I think we all live differently. The way we do things here in Louisiana is a lot different than how I can tell you other places do it. And
that's for sure.
Louisiana definitely has its problems too, So,
yeah.
But yeah.
It was interesting listening to Moon's show yesterday. They had on, because Moon's off all week, they had on 4 states legislators. I think 2 were senators and 2 were representatives, but they just kind of had this discussion about all the state policies and everything that's going on, and it was interesting. So you guys can always listen to Moon's show.
Were they all Republicans or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can always listen to Moon's shows on our KSYL app or our website. If you go to the audio on demand, you can listen from the last couple of days. But I'd encourage people to go back and listen to that. It was a pretty interesting show, actually.
Yeah, I think that's something maybe we could do if we can get them to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be a bad idea. Local lawmakers.
If you and I were off, we could get like 3 or 4 of them in here.
Yeah, exactly. You mean we take off and they just run the show?
Yeah. That's what they did. I mean, Moon
no
wasn't
way.
There. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm trying to remember who they all were, but
I was talking about like mediate a town hall or something.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So it was good though. I mean, but we could do that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Hey, big news out of Ruston yesterday. As it's official, Louisiana Tech has accepted an invitation to join the Sun Belt Conference. And so that will happen no later than July 1st of 2027. You might be saying, well, why doesn't it happen for this year? Well, they already have schedules set. So they need to work through all of that. Tech will be coming in to replace Texas State University, which is leaving the conference to join the Pac-12. We've had all this conference realignment the last few years. The old Pac-12 was kind of broken up, as you know. Like last year was basically the Pac-2. I think they only had 2 teams left, but they've been adding more. So they're trying to revive the Pac-12, as Bill Walton used to call it, the Conference of Champions. He loved that conference. Now a lot of those teams are in the Big Ten or even the Big 12. I don't know. There's too many conferences I don't even understand anymore. But anyway, what's kind of cool about Tech joining the Sun Belt is you kind of have some natural rivalries once again, specifically UL Monroe and even UL Lafayette, or like they just call it the University of Louisiana now, which is kind of silly. But
it's kind of I feel like college football especially is exhausting to keep up with, just in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's cool they expanded the SEC, but I'm not a huge college football guy. I like watching on a Saturday if I have nothing to do, but it's exhausting to keep up with.
Yeah, all the conference realignment and the changes, and now with the transfer portal, players come as freshmen. If they don't get to play, they leave. It's just, you're right, it has been a lot. The games themselves are still a lot of fun. Speaking of which, last night, because we're in the All-Star break, they had the ESPY Awards, which I never watched because I hate awards shows. But
you watched this one?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't. But I saw clips of the MC. Oh gosh, now I'm forgetting his name.
He's off of SNL.
Shane Gillis. Gillis. They had clips of his monologue to start it off were absolutely hilarious.
He's a funny guy.
Oh man, he took so many shots, including Shedeur Sanders.
Oh Lord.
Let me see here. Let me see if this is the clip. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you.
Shedeur Sanders had his jersey
the audio's bad there. Let me see if I can find a better one.
You remember that skit he did of like the it's not funny, but the skit is funny, the alcoholic father? You have to watch that one.
I don't know if I remember that one.
It was pretty funny.
Trying to find the part with Shedeur Sanders, but basically what he said is like, he was accused of succeeding because of nepotism. And he's like, I don't know, he went 13-12 and almost won the Alamo Bowl. And Sanders was there. They cut away to him and he's just looking like, ugh.
He didn't laugh?
Didn't look like he laughed.
Oh man, you gotta laugh, man.
He had a good joke about Caitlin Clark too. Here's what he had to say about Caitlin Clark. Hopefully we have good audio here. Let's see.
When Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA, she's going to work at a Waffle House so she can continue doing what she loves most, fist fighting black women.
See, they have to go edgy now because no one watches these.
It's funny when they show the crowd reactions because you see like they want to laugh, but a lot of times they don't because, they're not, the jokes aren't the most PC, but I thought that one was hilarious. So anyway.
It was, yeah.
What always makes comedy funny is when it has a hint of truth to it.
That's always what's fun. Yeah. It's like why everyone loves a good roast.
Exactly.
Caitlin Clark and Shedeur Sanders are going to be like Trump during the Obama White House. What do they call that? That little roasting they do for the White House dinner. Remember Trump was sitting there and he was
correspondence dinner. Yeah, the White House correspondence dinner.
I feel like that was like his villain moment to get, not villain moment, but
that's what Obama was mocking him about, like how he'd never be president. Yeah.
I mean, he deserved it though. He was talking about Obama.
His face was just like, okay, hot shot. Let's see what happens here. And now look at it.
Who would have thought?
Can blame Obama for Trump being president if you don't like it.
I always wondered how it would turn out if those two ran against each other.
That would be fire.
I think it'd be very, very close.
It'd be interesting for sure. All right, we need to take a break. More Talk Back coming up.
Talk Back is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talk Back is on the way.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. JP Morgan Chase was already the nation's largest bank. Now it's getting even bigger. The first half of this year saw the bank's market value surpass that of its three largest competitors combined. Those banks are Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo. JP Morgan Chase racked up $30 billion of profit in the year's first half. It looks like two major convenience store chains won't be joining forces. The owner of the Circle K chain is giving up on its nearly $46 billion attempt to buy the parent company of 7-Eleven. The failed bid deals a setback to hopes of greater corporate openness in Japan. 7-Eleven's parent company, 7 & I, is based in the country. This would have been the biggest ever foreign takeover of a Japanese company. Stock futures have been mixed this morning ahead of a retail sales report. Yesterday, gains on Wall Street ranged from 0.25% to around 0.5%. President Donald Trump said he was not planning on doing anything to remove Fed Chair Jay Powell. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
Supposed to be an FC joke here, but it got deleted. Must have probably deleted itself, right? Probably never existed, actually. Let's move on.
Oh man, he was firing bullets last night, and he also go ahead.
No. I'll talk about that in a second, and we'll get off track.
My all-time favorite ESPYs host joke was when 1998 Norm Macdonald was the host.
Norm.
You know, it was a couple years after the whole OJ thing, and we know Norm lost his job at SNL because of all of his OJ jokes and Bill Clinton jokes. So this was the one he dropped that night.
And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? How what a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and waiter, in which case... all bets are off. It's a word of advice.
Some people just look funny, like they have that look on their face all the time. Oh, he's one of those.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Gillis did something like that yesterday too. I don't know if we can hear it here. Let me see. Sometimes the clips I'm looking at are people that just recorded it right off their TV set.
Before I get out of here, this is a dumb joke. You guys aren't gonna like it. It's just a Norm Macdonald joke that I loved when he hosted the ESPYs, and I'm gonna do it now. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy this year. He's the first defensive player since Charles Woodson won the Heisman. Congratulations, Travis Hunter, winning the Heisman. That's something they can never take away from you, unless you kill your wife and a waiter. In which case, they can take that away from you.
So, paying tribute to Norm there. Love that. Love that.
Wow.
So, all right, 442-8255 is our phone number on Talkback. Alan Stephen with you. Time for us to get a little more serious. So I'm listening to America in the Morning this morning, and things you never think you would hear on America in the Morning, which is our national news roundup that comes on right before our 7 o'clock hour. With the Roundup, as it's called, on CBS News. But guess what they talked about?
Oakdale and
Glenmora and Forest Hill.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? This is how Central Louisiana is going to make national news?
It's been a while since we have.
So if you don't know what we're referring to, on Tuesday, Stephen was out and about because he was getting reports that the FBI was doing some sort of a bust down in the Oakdale area. Turned out to be Glenmora, Forest Hill as well. And yesterday they had a news conference down in Lafayette. All the federal officials, local officials, including our own sheriff, Mark Wood, to announce the arrests of several people, including 2 current police chiefs, a former police chief, and a Subway shop owner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically the issue was the U.S. Attorney's Office alleges that the Subway shop owner would work with immigrants who have U visas, and those visas, apparently, if you are a victim of a crime or you are a witness to a crime, it could allow you to extend your stay in America. So the Subway shop owner would work with them and then pay police officers, police chiefs, $5,000 per person to create a false police report that would allow those people to stay in the country longer. That's what they're alleging. It includes Chad Doyle, the chief of police in Oakdale, Glenn Dixon, chief of police over in Forest Hill, Mike Slaney, he's the Ward 5 marshal. And then we had, you're going to have to get his name out there. I don't want to mispronounce it, but he was the former police chief of Glenmora. And then, of course, Mr. Patel. Mr. Patel is the only one, the Subway shop owner, whose mug was posted because he was the only one that was booked. The other ones were released on condition. So that's got a lot of people saying that.
Yeah.
One thing, Darren, I don't know if you can pull up the sound. I had the interview with Sheriff Mark Wood after the news conference. But basically, during the news conference, they said that a $5,000 payment was made to a Rapides Parish Sheriff's Office member. It was flagged by Mark Wood to federal authorities. And that's all they said. I tried to get more clarity on that. We have that in the interview, what he says. Also, I did get confirmation that no employee from RPSO was let go or terminated because of that. I don't even know if the word incident is the right thing, but he says he can't release a whole lot of information until the federal authorities allow them to release that information, which could be months, could be longer. But from what I'm hearing, this could get a lot bigger. And they said hundreds of names are involved, of course, because there's a lot of immigrants who were part of this, maybe knowingly or unknowingly part of this, and at least the fraudulent aspect of it. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to follow, and I'm sure we'll hear more about it.
So there were more than $5 footlongs going out of that Subway.
Allegedly. Yes. So I went to that Subway all the time.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen him many times.
Huh.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
He was the operator there at that Subway. I'm from Allen Parish, so.
You wonder in a situation like that, like, how does it start? Like, who makes the first move there? You know what I mean?
Like how do you think of that? I guess you got to be in law enforcement, and an immigrant, and you know these things. But obviously, when I went up to Forest Hill, did a report there, and I talked to the mayor. She can't go on camera, she says, for legal advice not to do so. We understand that's pretty standard. She goes, maybe in the future. But I think they're all heartbroken. I mean, Mr. Dixon's been in the law enforcement community there for 30 plus years. He became the police chief a couple years ago. He has until 2026, because it is an elected position. He is still on that job as of yesterday. He hasn't been up to the office since this came out. I tried to call him. The number listed for him at Town Hall it says it's been disconnected. I don't know if it has to do with this or if it was disconnected before.
Right.
But yeah, it's such small, tight-knit communities. I was out there doing the report in Forest Hill, and a man came up to me. He's a former city councilman over in Oakdale. He goes, "Yeah, I know Mr. Dixon, and I know Chad Doyle, and I grew up with these people. I'm just heartbroken. I can't believe it." You know? He goes, "You don't want to believe it." But federal authorities said it's been going on for years. They saw an unusual amount of armed robberies in the area, especially in immigrant communities, which kind of flagged them as well.
Yeah.
And they looked into it, and this is what they came up with. I mean, I found the raid over in Glenmora. I can't confirm exactly what it is because I tried to get that from federal authorities. We just don't know. But they had raids over or investigations in Forest Hill. At the house, I think Kilby reported or Gray Media reported that is listed under Dixon's house. So, and then in Baton Rouge too, they were having a police chiefs conference and they detained, I don't know if that's the right word, 2 of them.
Wow.
So it's a lot. It's a lot.
And there's nothing really worse than when the law enforcement community betrays its people because it erodes trust.
It does, and that's what Sheriff Wood said. And one thing I want to clear up, when I posted the interview with Sheriff Wood, he goes, "I've known about this for over a year." He didn't say he knew about it and kept it secret like he knew they were doing something bad.
Right.
He was saying that federal authorities alerted him to this over a year ago, and he's been working with them to help them crack the case.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of comments on my post like, Oh, y'all hear that? Sheriff Wood said he knew for a year and didn't know. Federal authorities told him about it, and he worked with them in this investigation. I want to make that very clear.
All right, well, yeah, I've got the soundbite queued up. Let me just take this break quickly. We'll come back and continue this conversation.
KSYL.
Hello, I'm Dr. Noah Miller. I'm the new guy at the clinics. I'm a family medicine physician from Vedrine, Louisiana, and I'm now accepting new patients. Call today for an appointment. The clinics offers a wide range of services, including primary care, family and chronic care, urgent and acute care, on-site lab and x-ray as well. Same-day appointments are available, and we accept most insurance and Medicare. Experience exceptional care at the clinics. 1587 North Bolton. Call 445-9823 or reach us online at theclinics.us. Looking forward to seeing you at the clinic.
Put some fun in your future with Pleasure Pools. Right now, get a 16 by 32 in-ground pool for just $39,995. Financing available. Pleasure Pools has been building top-quality fiberglass, gunite, and vinyl pools across Louisiana and East Texas for over 30 years. Want more? Add a spa, waterfall, or custom feature, and we've got you covered for maintenance and remodeling too. Call 318-357-9000 or visit pleasurepoolsinc.com.
Summertime in Cenla is here. Time to explore. Feeling adventurous? Go biking or hiking in the National Forest, or camping at the many recreation areas that offer canoeing, kayaking, boating, and fishing. Fun for the whole family. Check out the animals at the zoo, on a petting farm, or at a drive-through safari. Love golf? Then hit the links. And for those with a taste for freshness, don't miss our farmers market. Want more ideas? Go to explorealexandriapineville.com. 2 cities, 1 epic summer.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face. At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
Stephen back with you here on your Thursday morning. And as you mentioned, Stephen, you had a chance to interview Sheriff Mark Webb about the big bust down in the Oakdale, Glenmora, Forest Hill areas. And
Sheriff Wood.
What did I say?
Webb.
Oh, my gosh.
It's okay. I hate correcting. I just want.
No, I'm glad you did.
Yeah. I think you said, did I just mishear you? I don't know, whatever.
Sheriff Wood.
Sorry.
Yes. All right, so here's that interview that Stephen did with him that he posted yesterday. Let's play it for you.
I know these guys. I mean, they're friends. But as police officers, we're held to a higher standard.
We get tons of questions. The February, I don't know if the word incident or how you guys were involved with the payment. Is there anything you can say about that?
No, I'd really like to say it goes into the case part and really can't get into that. All that'll come out. It's going to be some time, but all that will play out.
They told me no one with RPSO has been terminated or let go in this case, and they say they'll release more details when federal authorities let them do so.
Huge undertaking, and I applaud the U.S. Attorney and them, whoever the lead agency of the FBI was on to hold that together, because when you start holding that many personalities and departments together, that takes something.
The law enforcement community out here is very tight-knit. When you saw several police chiefs in the parish area, what are your thoughts when you see that?
Man, Stephen, look, I know these guys. I mean, they're friends. And but as police officers, we're held to a higher standard. And, a lot of times in this last year, I ran into these gentlemen, and they're still my friends. but I knew what they were doing, what they have done, what they were accused of. Let's put it that way, okay? And look, I'm going to tell you, 99.9% of cops are good. They get up, they go to work, they put the badge on, they do their job, they do it like they're supposed to. And it bothers me that when sometimes that one gets pulled out and doesn't do what he's supposed to do.
Okay, so again, Sheriff Mark Wood with Stephen yesterday. That is heavy.
Yeah, I mean, when you know those guys, and you know the guy I talked to in Forest Hill, the former city councilman from Oakdale, he goes, I mean, I grew up with these people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I talked to the mayor, I'm not going to say anything, you know, that I wasn't supposed to say, but they're all just kind of like shocked.
Yeah.
It's almost like innocent till proven guilty, obviously, but it's almost like a death in the family, you know?
Sure.
Because it's just heartbreaking.
So explain a little more. You said that the only one who was actually charged was the Subway shop owner. The others were released? Is that
yes. So the only one that was booked, and he's currently here in Alexandria, is Patel, the Subway shop operator. And the 4 law enforcement officers, or one former one, they were given the indictment and released on condition. They were not booked.
And so people were reacting online to the fact that they weren't charged yet, is what you were saying.
They were given the federal indictment. So
okay,
yeah.
But no,
I mean, when it gets to the federal realm, which I'm trying to get somebody to come on and talk about it.
Right.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, and I assume there was no mugshots because I was looking all Tuesday night, and you know the FBI, they don't always, or federal authorities, they don't really release mugshots. Period. So I was wondering if it had something to do with that. Then I found someone sent me the Patel mugshot. I was like, this is interesting. Was it a different agency that arrested? I'm confused. But they kind of alluded to it during that news conference. I am no law enforcement expert, but maybe we can get some clarity on that. I talked to some people in law enforcement. They were a little bit confused too. But it has a lot of people kind of like, well, what the heck?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, well, we got some calls coming in. Let's jump on those. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Yes, sir. Good morning. I just want to let all your listeners know and everything that Oakdale is a good place to live, regardless of what happens there. There's good people there. I think that you hear all the noise for the last couple of days, but I just want to let all your listeners know that Oakdale is a good place there. And I have lived there all my life. You're going to have bad weeds all over the place.
Sure.
All right, thank y'all.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I spent a lot of my life in Oakdale.
You did?
Yeah, I'm from Fairview, so.
That was like your big city to go to.
That was my big city. I went to go to Walmart there all the time and get my mom to buy me a CD if I was lucky. While she would grocery shop. They used to have, I don't know if they still have that Mexican restaurant down 165 by the old Walmart. But yeah, great area. My mom works at the schools there a lot. And
don't they have a McDonald's there?
Well, yeah. They have Sonic, McDonald's, Popeyes.
Did you ever prank the McDonald's drive-thru?
No, that would be like DeRitter. I usually prank the DeRitter people.
Okay, because they didn't know you.
I don't know.
No, he's right. I mean, I have a good friend that pastors a church down there, and that was his kind of thought. Great, the only time we ever make news is when something bad happens. And you kind of hate to. Unfortunately, that's the reality of news a lot of times.
Yeah.
You know, it's not news if a dog bites a man. It's news if a man bites a dog.
Yeah.
You know, so.
We love to do positive stuff. Yeah. I don't really go to Oakdale for news because it's kind of out of our immediate area, but I'd love to go do some stuff for sure. Positive.
Yep. So, if folks have any good stories they want them to do down there, just let them know. All right, another call. Good morning. You are on Talkback.
Hey, well, I guess it could be news if it's a famous dog.
That's true. It could be. Well, like when, remember Joe Biden's dogs kept Biden's Secret Service agent?
Oh, I remember that. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, maybe put a red cape on one of them.
That's true.
Be a super dog.
Maybe he should have had an auto dog.
Auto dog.
Yeah. Hey, you know the guy, speaking on that Superman movie, you know the guy who, I saw an interview, the guy who played Jimmy Olsen, he was interviewing for the part. He thought he was interviewing for Superman.
Really? Had he looked in the mirror?
Yeah, he said it was odd. He said his agent said, what he's sending in his audition tape, and his agent congratulated him. He said, I don't understand how I got the part. I'm auditioned for Superman. He said, who gave you that idea? And then he later told James Gunn about it after he got the part, and he was James Gunn laughed hard. So.
Yeah, I've seen that guy in other movies. I can't pinpoint which ones. I recognized him. He's always kind of a nerdier role.
Yeah.
But, hey, at least in this one, he kind of gets the gal at the end, even though he didn't seem to want it. But, you know.
Yeah. It's,
y'all keep spoiling it. Now I know he gets the gal.
You just don't know.
We didn't know if he got the. We didn't know if he got the gal or not. I watched the movie 2 times.
The movie's been out for a week now. If you haven't seen it yet, it's your fault.
A week.
Time to take Item to the movies.
Yeah.
Get your parents to come up.
I was telling her this morning, I was like, you want to call my mom and dad, see if we can do something this weekend?
Yeah.
Your mom and dad can't say no to her, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey.
They've been up here almost every weekend since we moved back.
That's awesome. I love hearing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully you won't have that. Hopefully won't be like that guy Al told me about who went off on Superman. And
Mike Francesa. He's a longtime radio sports guy in New York. Remember for a while he was on. I want to say he was on the CBS NFL pregame show, but he's just he completely ripped the movie and just.
He didn't like it?
No. But
it was funny. It was a funny interview.
Yeah.
You know what my pet peeve is when people criticize movies? Usually the older generation.
Yeah.
Well, that's not realistic. That's just a bunch of malarkey. I was like, well, yeah, that's why I go.
It's called a movie.
If I want to watch something realistic, I'll just sit out on the street and look. For free.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Brian. We'll be back after this.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
You too could have a beautiful smile in as little as 12 weeks. Exclusive to Today's Dental in Pineville. Virtual Align Clear Aligners. The fastest, most convenient, affordable way to straighten your teeth for people on the go. Plus, they're invisible. No one will know you're doing it. Experience the virtual Align difference. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. 448-4540.
Success is about momentum. For over 20 years, Kinetics has been moving businesses forward with cutting-edge IT, cybersecurity, and marketing solutions while keeping them secure, innovative, and competitive. We power progress with next-gen business technology and marketing solutions designed to keep your business ahead of the competition. Need seamless IT, a bold new brand, a strategy built for what's next? Don't get left behind. Move forward with Kinetics. Visit kbisp.com and take the next step today.
Talk back. To take part of the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Hey, we want you to know, coming up at 8:05, meteorologist Nick Mikulus will be calling in. I know you guys have been hearing a lot about this tropical system out in the Gulf, which is expected to make landfall in Louisiana today, bring lots of rain with it. So we'll get a more specific forecast for our area in terms of what we can expect over the next couple of days. All right, 442-8255. We got a couple minutes left in this hour. Today is, Stephen, World Emoji Day.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Which happens to be the date, July 17th, on the calendar emoji. Okay, I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not like poo-pooing what you just did, but my pet peeve of working in news, especially as a news anchor on the morning show in Shreveport or anywhere, is talking about what national day it was. And it was always these corny written scripts like, grab out your cheese grinder and your white bread. Today's National Cheese Day. Enjoy with a glass of milk or your favorite
You
side.
scream, you know the rest.
Oh, I did. There are some things I just really do not miss about.
Should there be a social media website for dogs?
Dude, I think about it all the time. Those two things. And I'll say it like to people in the business or whoever, like ice cream, you scream, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. I was like, where's Al?
We're referring to a clip from the Conan O'Brien show from like 15 years ago where he played this sequence of all these different news anchors around the country saying the exact same thing. Because he's talking about, like, you'd think this would be the top national story with some serious thing, the war or wherever. But apparently it's this, and it's I scream, you scream, the rest.
And it's always written like it's like come off the top of their head.
Yeah.
And it's always so stilted when the anchors do it. They're like, I scream, you scream, well, the rest.
And their anchor voice says, I scream, you scream, the rest.
Why do we do that?
I don't know.
I'll even do my reports on my phone. I'll catch myself doing like the anchor cadence. So stop.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a lady? She does an anchor report from her home with her kid.
Yeah.
She's completely in anchor voice.
All right, coming up on KSYL, how you can learn it's National Cheese Day.
Get out your ink and needle. It's National Tattoo Day.
Oh my God. Get out your favorite needle. It's National Tattoo Day.
It actually is National Tattoo Day.
How many do you have?
0. If God intended me to have a tattoo, I would have been born with a magic marker in my hand.
Well, if he wanted you to get your hair cut, he would have made you Edward Scissorhands.
True. How many tattoos do you have?
I got a few. My grandpa in Idaho, he always says, my favorite, he got poked by a pencil when he was a kid, and he has like a little lead mark. He's like, I got street cred.
I had one of those for a while, but it kind of went away.
Oh.
My sister stabbed me.
You got to get a touch up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Nick Neokil is coming up at 8:05.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting.
FM 104.9, AM 970, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3 HD3, Alexandria. It's 8 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Lawmakers in the Senate were up into the wee hours, passing a bill that cancels $9 billion worth of foreign aid and funding to public broadcasters. NPR CEO Catherine Maher.
The primary impact of this potential rescission is going to hurt communities where they need support most, which are rural stations.
If the House doesn't pass the bill by tomorrow, the funding will be released. Americans are still spending despite anxiety over inflation and the president's tariffs. The Commerce Department says retail sales rose a better than expected 0.6% in June after dropping 0.9% the month before. Spending on cars ramped up in March as drivers got ahead of 25% tariffs on imports. An update on the president's threats to fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Correspondent Ed O'Keefe is at the White House.
CBS News first reported Trump broached the idea of ousting Powell, and according to multiple sources, the lawmakers agree over concerns the Fed chairman's not cutting interest rates to juice the economy as the president would like. But in an interview on Wednesday with a conservative news outlet, the president conceded removing Powell could disrupt stock markets.
Catholic Church officials say 2 people were killed in an Israeli strike on the only Catholic church in Gaza. Many others were injured. Reporter Linda Gradstein from Jerusalem.
The Latin Patriarchate in Jerusalem said that the Holy Family Church in Gaza was struck by an air raid that wounded several people, including the parish priest, Father Gabriel Romanelli. It said the church was also damaged. The Italian Prime Minister blamed Israel for the attack, and the Israeli army said it is investigating.
Pope Leo has renewed his call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell is warning of days of heavy rain and potential flash floods.
Right here at home in the city of New Orleans, please take this seriously and just stay weather aware.
Doctors in Britain say they prevented a deadly genetic disease using an IVF procedure involving 3 parents. CBS's Vicky Barker is in London.
After devoting a decade to perfecting the technique, British doctors say 8 babies have now been born here using genetic material from 3 people, editing out the gene for the incurable and deadly mitochondrial disease. Team leader Doug Turnbull.
For those families, it's really been life-changing.
He says the 8 babies are all developing normally.
Shares of high fructose corn syrup producer Archer Daniels Midland falling after President Trump announced Coca-Cola has agreed to use real cane sugar in its soda. Coke hasn't confirmed the change. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com. Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777 or biglou.com.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. Governor Landry will be holding a news conference at GOSEP this morning to give an update on the heavy rains heading to South Louisiana. Forecasters are calling for several inches of rain with possible flooding in some areas, and South Louisiana parishes are preparing. Homeland Security Director of Livingston Parish, Chris Anderson, says the parish is already on top of things.
We are very proactive with our parish president and staff here to make preparations by preemptively putting out sandbags and loads of sand at our local fire stations.
Louisiana State Police are now accepting applications for Cadet Class 108. Captain Johnny Brown on the requirements for consideration.
2 years of experience as a peace officer with level 1 training by post standards, or you can have a minimum of 60 semester hours of college credit.
He says a combination of the two, such as 1 year of law enforcement experience and 30 semester hours of credit, is also acceptable. 3 years of continuous active duty military service will also qualify. LRN.
Summertime in Cenla is here. Keep the fun sizzling while staying cool. Bounce into excitement at our indoor trampoline park and play centers. Cool off at local area arcades. Or immerse yourself in creativity at Downtown Art and Children's Museum. Beat the heat and savor the flavors at our local restaurant. Your taste buds will thank it. Strike up some fun. Hit the lanes with some cool cooling adventures. Want more cool ideas?
Let's see. I have to look. If you guys look and see,
2 cities, one epic summer.
Well, good morning. Mix for sunshine and clouds early today, and then becoming cloudy later in the day with the possibility of a stray shower or thunderstorm. About a 20% chance of that. 93 should do it for the afternoon high. Mostly cloudy skies tonight, down to 75, and tomorrow, again, starting out partly cloudy, becoming cloudy in the afternoon. We're saying a 60% chance in the forecast on Friday. High temps only, near 86. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson. Currently 75 degrees in Cenla.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 27 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
All right, welcome back, everyone, for hour number 2 of Talkback here on your Thursday morning. I'm Al Quartermont, along with Stephen Maxwell. You know, it's always nice when one of your best friends happens to be a meteorologist, and we just so happen to have that friend Nick Mikulus on the line with us this morning as we talk tropical weather. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Good. I'm
surprised you guys can carve any time out
here on World Emoji Day.
I had my scripts written out and everything. I know Nick really misses some of the stuff on morning television news.
I know it.
I did my 7 years.
He misses the Animal Olympics in China.
Yes, that bear, I think it was out there. Yeah. And if you have any video of a dude fighting a kangaroo, I'm in. Obviously, classic squirrel behind the little boat. You know, it's all a crowd.
Oh, the squirrel jet ski.
Yeah. I mean, these are all why we wake up at 4 or 2 in the morning or whatever.
Doesn't it make you great? You get up at 2:30 and you're like, man, I can't wait to talk about grilled cheese day and surfing the world.
going to make a big difference today.
And I'm going to tell people it's
chocolate mousse
day and stuff.
That's the way it goes, man. It's what we do.
Oh, man, good stuff.
It's called filling time, especially as, morning shows used to be an hour, then they became 90 minutes, then they became 2 hours.
Then half a day.
Yeah. How much
I was on 2.5, which wasn't bad, but I was talking about I was on for like 4.5.
4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're going to start this at 4 a.m. When the first person in our DMA wakes up, we will be here. So,
and if the competitor does it at 4:30, well, we're going to do like 4.
Oh, man. And now here we are.
And wait. Here, we're going to expand your show from 2 to 4 hours, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to pay you nothing more.
Here's an extra pizza party.
Yes, maybe. We'll see how
and they wonder why they can't get people to come work in local television anymore.
Oh, man.
Yeah, if they let me sit in a T-shirt in my home in my recliner, maybe. But now I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing.
So you guys are busy.
Me? Oh, well, yeah. What's great? Yes, it was busy we had a couple of days where I was like really excited because I actually got to look at weather again because the last 2 months it's been like hot, scattered storms. Who cares? Now we had this thing that might get a name slapped on it, which I don't think it will. But when that happens, people spring to action and they're like, oh, this could be a low-end tropical storm. And I was trying to tell them, like, it doesn't matter if this gets a name or not. It's just going to rain. I mean, we're not going to, in all likelihood, we weren't going to see a lot of wind out of this at all. So it looks like that's kind of bearing out. And even the rainfall totals are coming down
a little bit. So
yes, it looks like lots of rain. There's a flood watch for Beauregard, Allen, Evangeline, St. Landry Parish, and that goes until Saturday at 7 p.m. But it just looks like a decent rain here. And people up north, I'm telling you, someone in Natchitoches or Wynn Parish probably going to see less than an inch and be like, what happened
to it all?
It's the joy, like Hurricane Barry back, I guess that was 6 years ago. We had, I made a post and I was like, I really want to say 1 to 20 inches of rain. But I can't just do that because, that sounds ridiculous. But in the area, we ranged from a little under an inch to like 23 inches down into Quincy. So it would have been right. We had big floods in Allen Parish. So yeah, this one looks more like 1 to 5 inches with isolated higher totals, which we can deal with that.
Yeah, I don't 1 to 20. You just never know with these things, really.
Yeah, tropical moisture. I'm telling you, if I could show you and I can't. I mean, I can't right now. I don't have that one pulled up. But the distribution of the rainfall totals and the forecast models, and then in reality, I mean, it'll go from a quarter inch in Pitkin to 7 inches in Elmer. And I'm not saying this. I'm just making up random things here. That I'm not saying that's actually happening, but it will literally show that, and then you'll see reality similar to that. And it's like, well, I mean, how do I communicate that? And I figure out a way, but then it's like I'll have this big rain come through here, and somebody's like, I'm still watering my garden. Where do you live? Boyce. It's the joy. You've probably seen the little meme going around where it's like a picture of the clouds and it's like raining on some person and they're like, wait, you said only a 20%. And then the other person in the sun is like, wait, it's not raining here. You said it might rain today. And it's just perception. And thankfully, we have some very astute folks around here who are very kind to me.
So we're not expecting like some sort of big wind event, market tornado warnings as far as
it's going to be. And, that's the thing because I'm sure someone out there will be like, "Well, you were hyping," and it's like I'm hyping like 2 to 6 inches down to 1 to 5. That is the lamest hype I've ever done. If so, but it's going to rain. It's going to rain. Scattered this afternoon. Going to get a lot of rain on Friday, especially in the southern half of the area, and then Saturday it's scattered again. And here's the fun part, guys. I think we do the exact same thing in about 6-7 days. We're going to get another system. We're going to kind of wheel around this ridge of high pressure. Probably not get a name, but it's going to bring us another hit of moisture. And, to get these breaks in the summer, it's kind of great because you're so hot. You evaporate so much. So, yeah, it's going to be steamy. It's going to be nasty. But we saw what happened 2 years ago. When that rain stops, it's kind of like this little feedback cycle. Like you just can't seem to get it to come back because we just don't have the moisture in the surface and in the low levels and things like that. So that was terrible. I don't want to see that again in my tenure, but I'll take this any day. Just kind of a balance between rain and no rain. It's hard to make every farmer in the state happy. I can tell you that because I've said much needed rain before. It's like much needed. No, we don't need a thing. We're in the harvest. It's like, I don't say that either. I'm saying, here's the forecast. You tell me if you need it.
We report, you decide.
That's exactly right. Did you guys want me to show anything? I don't know if that's on me. Okay,
yeah, I should say, we should let our audience know that if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can see Nick, and he's about to put some graphics up to explain this as well. So the advantage we have with this.
Yeah, let me see that.
YouTube.
I'm just seeing where it gives me the option
to do that. So, leave. No, I won't leave. Okay. Here we go. Share screen.
I'm so professional.
I'm surprised we even got this far with us in here. This is good.
You
there
see
it
it?
is. I got it right here.
All right, cool. So this is the radar right now. That right there. And look at that. You can even see I see y'all's logo isn't on this one. That's your logo. Never mind. So yeah, we have the showers and storms just kind of skirting the coast. It's really evident here. This is the heaviest stuff that's going to be today down in that southern region. And what I want to do here is actually go into the show and pull up a model run. I'm going to go down to the latest one. Okay, so this is only going to take us through the next 15 hours. This is the latest one. And you can really see a lot of that range is kind of staying down south. I do think some scattered stuff is for today. But not like this big solid batch of rain. And that's what kind of worried me. When you get these tropical systems,
you can get core center, and that can cause some big time problems. And I don't think we're going to see that with this one. So
there are flood watches. Let me pull that up for you. Flood watches, these go until 7 p.m.
And I already mentioned that. Allen, St. Landry, Evangel, and Perry.
They're all under that flood watch. And up to the north, that doesn't mean you're not going to see rain. Heck, we even have a flood warning going on. It looks like they're around Baton Rouge down toward Homa. So, like I said this morning, I am kind of in analysis mode. I like to take an hour and a half and kind of dig into things, look and see what we got. These darker areas here, that's that tropical moisture. So we don't have a coherent circulation. It's a real weak kind of diffuse low-level circulation. But it's all that moisture right here. You can see another batch up here to the northeast, and that's not the exact one, but we're going to get something similar like that. To basically come back around that same high pressure,
it's just going to come around, and it's going to give us a renewed chance of rain here in a couple days. And let's see.
A couple more maps here. This is the tropical area of interest. We've been showing you that big orange blob. That's down to a little 40% chance of development. I think it's like a 2%. So here are your tracks on the models. Let me just pull that out and show you. Here we go. Right through Lake Pontchartrain, and then the center of this weekly organized system. Hey, it's coming right for some sweet central Louisiana time, and that's going to bring us again about 1 to 5 inches of rain. It's going to rain. It's not going to be a crisis or anything. I know everybody's really sensitive. You hear flood watch, flood warning right now. Obviously, I mean, we've seen one of the worst crises we've ever seen out in Texas.
With the stuff. It's been horrifying.
And I wrote kind of a long-form piece, which is pretty common sense, but why we wouldn't see that here. And yes, we saw 2016 very close by, and just to our north and then to our south. We had these huge floods. The difference was the rivers, they rose 25 feet in a day. They did not raise 25, 26 feet in 45 minutes. So you're going to see huge property loss with a flood like that. You're not going to see the same results of
the basic that were just so horrifying out there.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. The way we've got this set up now with the boxes, I mean, we could do, if we do get like a hurricane in the future, we could probably do something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be live on location.
Yeah. Stephen and I might be talking about that already. We should loop him in, right, Stephen?
Oh, you want to do some storm chasing?
You guys planning without me? Come on.
Y'all can do baseball cards, and I'll talk about weather coverage.
That's what we need to do, a baseball card podcast.
I was thinking about going to the one down here on MacArthur. I can go get some cards. I'll get some books.
Major League.
Yeah, Major League.
That's our buddy, Alan. Everybody knows Alan.
They do. All right. So this is why when I start first hearing about things like a tropical system, I'd never overreact because so much can change over just a couple of days. And, people get all excited about it and, already wanting to go buy bread and milk and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, my wife's asking me about it. I'm like, I'm not seeing anything from Nick that's going to make me panic right now. So I appreciate it.
Alligator plays every storm in America.
I do. I always have.
Like, we'll have meetings for coverage, and he'll be like, well, I don't think it's going to be.
That's why when we have something like let me tell you this. My wife came in and said there's some echoing. I don't know if you guys can hit a button or anything, but I wanted to throw that out.
I don't know.
If it's on Facebook, it might be. Is he watching on Facebook?
That could be it.
Yeah. Sometimes it does sound a little echoey through there. On the radio, it sounds good. But.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that. It's weird. So when I was a kid, we had this meteorologist in St. Louis, and it was like, everybody was saying 3 to 6 inches of snow. He was always like 2 to 4. And I was like, why is this guy such a buzzkill? And then he'd be right. And I'm like, I was like, he did this. So now I'm that guy. I'm like, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. And then, you always have in the back of your mind that worst case scenario. You're like, well, I know realistically with this kind of tropical environment in place, we could see an isolated area of 10 inches of rain. But I can't forecast to that. I have to kind of mention it, but then just be like, it's just going to rain. Most of you are okay. And here, if we get 10 inches of rain, that could cause some very isolated issues. But typically, even that's not going to do a ton. Unless it falls in 3 hours, then we have Gustav, and we're sitting there trying to minimize the station and everything like that. That was crazy.
That was. They'll always remember. 2008.
Big one.
And so there is that balance. And obviously, the nature of what we do. If I post an honest assessment saying, I think there's a low chance something develops, but it's probably just going to rain. And really, we had said if this came along the coast, it wasn't going to develop. If it was a little further south, it would have had a chance. I would keep saying, if this thing comes out south of Tampa, we could have a problem. If it comes out north, and that's why I was looking at that Tuesday night time frame, we probably don't. It came out well north of Tampa. I was like, so it's a balance we walk. But the thing is, I just love forecasting it. It's a game that I can never fully win, but we'll always continue to try and do it. And then you have something that comes along like a Laura, and I actually have to go sound the alarm, and I'm like, listen, I'm not hyping this. I was using Michael as a comp for that, and this man, Steven, knows Michael well, I'm sure. This thing was coming in as fast as Michael with a similar strength, and I knew what that had done. So when you start saying, you could see 120 mile per hour wind gusts up in Vernon Parish, it's like, right. And then it happens. It's like, oh my gosh. So if I ever have that raised tone in my voice and I'm telling you, yes, this tornado warning is really serious, it's on the ground, please listen. If not, that's your call too, but I'd listen to me. I don't know. I'd be the one.
I got to tell you all a story about Tom one time, but I won't tell on the air. But he was trying to be very serious about a tornado coming through. I'll tell you all later. It was hilarious. So, we weren't listening. He's like, get in the fault. Get in the fault now. I'm like, okay, I'm going.
It was like on a Sunday afternoon.
It was.
Yeah. He gets animated, man. He gets animated
when it has to happen.
But, but in this case, just a lot of rain.
All right. Well, thank you, Nick. We always appreciate your time, and get back to your regular job now.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, she's at the door like,
All right, thank you. Meteorologist Ridiculous. Don't forget to follow him on Facebook, Cenla Weather, as well. You can download the app. It's a great app, and you can stay all up to date on everything. So we'll take a break. More Talk Back coming up.
Talk Back is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations.
See y'all later
today. Stick around. More of Talk Back is on the way.
The clinics welcome Dr. Noah Miller, family medicine physician, to our team. Dr. Miller from Vadrine, Louisiana, is now accepting new patients. Call today to schedule your appointment. The clinics offers a wide range of services, including primary care, family and chronic care, urgent and acute care with on-site lab and x-ray. Same-day appointments are available, and we accept most insurance and Medicare. Experience exceptional care at the clinics, 1587 North Bolton. Call 445-9823 or look us up online at theclinics.us.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Talk back. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Always good to talk with Nick. I just enjoy being around that guy, and he's got so much knowledge. He and Tom both. What a couple of treasures those two guys are.
Good people.
Yeah,
they really are.
For sure. All right, 442-8255 is our number as we return to an open line here on a Thursday on the BOM Bank Talk line. Alan Stephen with you. I don't know if you saw this the other day. A story came out. It was actually yesterday. Congresswoman Julia Letlow has announced that she is co-sponsoring a constitutional amendment which would ban the burning of the United States flag. She's co-sponsoring that along with Arkansas Republican Steve Womack. Letlow says the amendment is about protecting the flag and what it represents. The proposal follows calls from President Trump for flag burners to face a year of jail time. Letlow says there's been an increase in flag burning recently amid nationwide No Kings and anti-ICE protests, and says she defends the right to peacefully protest, but that burning flags in the streets is not a peaceful way to protest. She says she's absolutely against it, vehemently against it, and she believes most Americans are as well.
Thoughts?
Now, if you recall from media law class, there's a fundamental case back in 1989, Texas versus Johnson. That's when the Supreme Court ruled flag burning is a form of symbolic speech, therefore protected under the First Amendment.
Unless it's a danger to the public, which I'm sure burning a flag in the street could be a little bit dangerous, I don't think we should do that. I'm never going to burn a flag. I'm very patriotic. I love America. I love the American flag, the people who fought and died for it.
Yeah.
But I just think we need to let people speak their voice any way they wish to, and look at the consequences of that from public opinion, too. I just don't know what purpose it does besides a political, political football.
And because of that landmark case, Letlow says that's why it would require a constitutional amendment, which takes 2/3 of Congress to pass it, and then the states have to ratify that. So that's a pretty high bar.
I don't think it's going to...
I think one thing it would do, it would probably get on record all the Democrats opposing it, and people be like, see, they hate the flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe there's a political end game to all of this. So
I feel like I don't know. I'm just now learning about this, but I feel like it's a tough thing to prove to, and, the enforcement of that, and for a constitutional amendment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
It's just a political thing. They probably know it's not going to get passed.
Probably.
Is it really, honestly, is it really to that importance of going through a constitutional amendment?
Yeah.
Like
you said, some people feel very strongly about it, and then other people feel like it should be a protected form of free speech.
I'm against burning the flag. I don't like it. Right. It makes me mad. But I don't think we should put people in jail for a year for doing it. That's just kind of weird to me.
Every time this issue comes up, I always think about Rick Monday. Rick Monday was an outfielder for the Chicago Cubs. It was a game in Los Angeles, I want to say late 60s, early 70s, and a couple of Vietnam protesters ran out onto the field, and they kind of kneeled down and they pulled out a flag and they were trying to light it on fire. And Monday saw it. He comes sprinting, grabs the flag and runs away with it and keeps it from being burned.
Yeah.
That was
a good moment.
Yeah.
I just don't think people should go to jail for it. I mean, if you have a freedom of speech and that's part of it, and you're going to get the consequences of probably public opinion against you if you do something like that. But I mean, it's your right, you know?
Yeah.
So it makes America great. You can you can protest things like
the thing that cracks me up about flags, or I find fascinating, is, and we've seen it with a lot of the ICE protests, the people who have come from countries that they didn't want to be at come here and then wave the flags of the countries that they don't want to go back to.
The Mexican flag?
Yeah, or other countries. It's like, well, if you love that country so much, why did you come here?
Yeah.
And if you come here, why do you not want to assimilate into American culture? Because that was what immigration was always kind of for, was people coming here to seek a better opportunity and to experience even their own version, whatever that was, of the American dream. But now it just seems like all we have are pockets of populations that they didn't want to be where their country was because it sucked. And then they come here, and a lot of times they're getting free stuff from those of us who do work hard, pay our taxes, and they get, I mean, just like Karen Bass giving people here illegally that are afraid to go to work cards with money on it, when what did they do for the victims of the Palisades fire? You know, virtually nothing. So it's just amazing. It's astonishing, though. Sometimes I feel like Trump when I say this, but sometimes we're just a really stupid country, you know?
I like to hear their perspective on why they would wave those flags, but yeah, I mean, you know, I know a lot of
I grew up in a Polish neighborhood, and you didn't see people putting Polish flags out.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, I know a lot of immigrants recently in my life, and I bet you they have more American flags than most of you.
Right.
You know? So I can almost guarantee that.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I think we always hear the bad, but I can promise you, I would almost guess the majority of immigrants are very proud to be American, and they will support wave that flag.
You're right.
Because they probably appreciate it more.
Absolutely. And you hear a lot of times they get very upset at seeing the illegal people, what they're doing.
The naturalization ceremony I went to a couple of months ago. I mean, they were the happiest people. They were all about the stars and stripes. It was no doubt. And, you know, there's things about America that maybe some people don't like, but they still love America. They want to change it. I mean, on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
And I think you should have the right to burn a flag. I don't like it. I would never do it. But I think that's part of what makes America great. I just don't know what the purpose is or the trouble of going through something like that is. But they know it's not going to happen. It's just for the purpose of probably, like you said, getting the other side on record to say they hate America.
Right, exactly. All right, we need to take a break. We'll come back with your calls.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. PepsiCo says strong international growth is providing a boost. The company's sales gains beat estimates in the latest quarter. Pepsi, which also owns the Frito-Lay snack brand and Gatorade, also stuck with its annual outlook. With a broad portfolio of brands, the company is working to overcome a trend toward more nutritious, less processed foods. Customers have also been moving to lower-cost private label options. Coca-Cola has agreed to use cane sugar in its Coke beverages sold in the U.S., according to President Donald Trump in a posting on his Truth Social platform. Coca-Cola said it appreciated the president's enthusiasm for its iconic Coke brand and said more details on new offerings for its products would be shared soon. Coca-Cola's website shows that Coke's original soda currently contains high fructose corn syrup. And stocks edged higher yesterday, reversing course after a burst of anxiety over the future of Fed Chair Jay Powell. This morning, the futures are mixed. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Put some fun in your future with Pleasure Pools. Right now, get a 16 by 32 in-ground pool for just $39,995. Financing available. Pleasure Pools has been building top-quality fiberglass, gunite, and vinyl pools across Louisiana and East Texas for over 30 years. Want more? Add a spa, waterfall, or custom feature, and we've got you covered for maintenance and remodeling too. Call 318-357-9000 or visit pleasurepoolsinc.com.
Storms, tornadoes, power outages. It's the season, so get prepared. Get storm ready with Southern Air. Get a free estimate on a generator, the right generator for your home and family, plus 0% financing for 60 months with approved credit. Let Southern Air help you take the worry out of hurricane season. Take action now. Visit southernairnow.com and let us bear it. Or give us a call at 318-777-5555. Keep the lights on with Southern Air.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-885-9700. 800-885-9700. That's 800-885-9700.
Well, good morning. A mixture of sunshine and clouds early today, and then becoming cloudy later in the day with the possibility of a stray shower or thunderstorm. About a 20% chance of that. 93 should do it for the afternoon high. Mostly cloudy skies tonight, down to 75, and tomorrow, again, starting out partly cloudy, becoming cloudy in the afternoon. We're saying a 60% chance in the forecast on Friday. High temps only near 86. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian. Currently 80 degrees in Cenla.
Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
All right, we're back with you, Alan Stephen, here on your Thursday morning, and let's go to the phones. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Good morning. Don't we have limitations on our free speech?
We have limitations on our free speech? Yes, that is true.
Yeah, I mean, to the point to where you incite people to hurt others, you kind of get into where you may be limited on some of that.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And so that act, you know, at what point are you inciting others?
By burning a flag,
act?
you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or burning a cross. That's been another one that, you know, people feel strongly about, obviously.
Yeah. So, you know, the fact that they're going to put something out there and try to get something passed, which has a very high hurdle, I don't see there's any harm to doing it. And let people vote on it and let the states vote on it, however it may fall out.
Right. And that's what we were saying. It may be just, you know, a chance to put people on record on how they feel about it, whether it be people in the House, in the Senate, or the individual states. So, all right, thank you for the call.
I mean, I think it's a stretch to say that I don't know what he was trying to get at, but if you burn a flag, it's going to incite violence. I don't know if that's always the case, you know.
It could.
I mean, anything you say could incite, you know, violence. If you tick somebody off.
Right.
If I hate President Billy Bob, it might tick somebody off.
And now you started getting areas like fighting words and, you know, all these things that the courts have looked at through the years. You know, it's interesting when you look at media law. We were touching on this the other day with Brian Spiva a little bit, and it would be fascinating to have him come in one day, just talk about media law from that standpoint. When you talk about constitutional law, specifically as it pertains to the First Amendment, there's been a lot of inconsistency, I feel like, through the years with the court. And it kind of depended on what kind of court it was. If it was a more liberal court, which you certainly had a lot of that, especially in the Lyndon Johnson years and there right after, versus now we've seen a little bit more of a turn to a conservative court, I would say, although sometimes you don't know. You don't know how it's going to go. John Roberts is kind of wishy-washy a lot of times. Even Amy Coney Barrett hasn't always been consistently on the side of what we would consider the more conservative justices.
But that's the problem, is sometimes we think of it in terms of party, which it should never.
Right.
It's just the interpretation of law.
Yeah. I think not even so much party in my mind is whether you look at yourself as a constitutionalist, as an originalist, versus those who are more liberal look at it as a living, breathing document. And that's where we've seen a lot of the changes that fundamentally took place in terms of constitutional law, was when you had more justices that see it as a living, breathing document. And I even kind of see that in a religious realm as well. There are people who see the Bible, the Word of God, as authoritative, that it doesn't change, His Word doesn't change. And then you see other people that they take it and they use it much more loosely, even in some ways to justify things that they do or believe.
Yeah, I think that's fair. However, when it comes to that, and any document like that is, you're dealing with multiple translations and changes over time, and people disagree, even the staunch Christians, over what this actually means.
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, it's tough.
Right. So, like I said, constitutional law is fascinating.
I think we got everyone worked up.
Maybe so. All right, let's go to some more calls. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Yeah, well, some years ago, one of your predecessors was discussing the issue of abortion. And that individual very plainly said that, well, the case is closed now because the Supreme Court has ruled that it's illegal. And so when I called, I said, well, do you recall something called the Dred Scott decision?
Right.
Well, many people might not even know what that was, but it was in the case of a slave who had escaped into free territory, was sent back because the Supreme Court ruled that he was property, regardless of where he was physically located. So things change.
Yes, they definitely do. And things have even changed in terms of, obviously the world was a very different place in the late 1700s than it is now. And there are things that the Supreme Court justices then, or the founding fathers, could not have seen or even imagine that we have today. So that's where I think the principles of constitutionality, maybe they don't change so much, but maybe the way that they're applied has to change based on the way the world is now, if that makes sense.
I just don't know the whole flag thing. I don't know what the end game is. Like, is it really that important, in my opinion, to do a constitutional amendment? I just don't think it is. I mean, I'm against it. I just don't think it's worth the trouble. That's just my opinion.
The last time I checked, you're not supposed to set fires in public places without a permit.
And that's what I was saying. That's the only thing, is I think that would be illegal anyway.
And so I don't care what they're burning, a trash heap or a flag, at least haul them in and give them the indignity of sitting there having their picture taken and spread out.
I mean, are we going to say, well, if you're burning a police car in the name of protest, that should be illegal because they're exercising their free speech? You know what I'm saying? You can. Where do you draw the line?
Well, if there's an ordinance against burning a flag in the street, you can get a citation from your local government. If you burn a police car, that is assault. If I burn your property, that's assault. If I own the flag and I burn it on my own time, that's mine. I can burn it. So I think those issues are already addressed.
Yeah, well, what I can't understand is if they could find everybody that was in the Capitol building, then how come they can't find these black-clad people burning down Portland or burning down Seattle or burning down Los Angeles?
Yep.
Or those crews that were doing the bad stuff on Tulane University.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
There's a difference between civil disobedience and just outright lawlessness.
I agree with you.
I think we all agree on that, yeah.
Appreciate the call. Let's go to another one. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
My rule, if you're going to burn a flag, you have to wrap yourself in it before you set it afire.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. There might be some out there who would do that.
Well, they you can do like the Buddhist priest in Vietnam did.
Yeah. Didn't somebody recently do that, though? Set themselves on fire?
It was about a year or two ago. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, right. But here's the thing about burning the flag. First of all, whose flag is it? If you bought the flag, and if you're on your own property, or you have the permission of someone else to burn the flag on their property, you can do that. In my opinion, I don't like it. I'd rather really rather you wrap yourself in it than set it afire, so you'd get a better show, and you could prove your dedication that you really hate that flag. But and like the other guy said, you got to have a burning permit before you go burn stuff in the city limits.
Right.
Unless you're burning a police building, then you don't need one.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not even a constitutional issue. That's if it's not happening, that's a city enforcement or county parish enforcement issue. They should have done it.
Yeah, well, I mean, even Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, failed to protect those properties. So,
sometimes you have to burn a flag of the oppressive country so you can prove how free you are.
Yeah, I mean, imagine doing that in Iran to their flag. Probably wouldn't end well for you.
Yeah. All right, I'll see y'all.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. We need to take a break. More Talkback coming up.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
Imagine walking where land meets sea, where every step echoes centuries of stories. This is the Portuguese Coastal Camino de Santiago. From Porto's riverside charm to Galicia's wild coast, follow a path through fishing villages, ancient chapels, and windswept beaches. Walk the Camino. Feel the call. It's more than a journey, it's a transformation. Join our small group, escorted by Christine and Father Joy in May of 2026. FreedomTravelLLC.com, your international travel architects.
All of us have that one friend who can just light up the room with a smile. And sadly, how many of us are just a little bit envious of that friend? Well, here's the good news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville can deliver that beautiful beaming smile. Over the years, hundreds of hopeful patients have visited and been completely satisfied. They've made getting dental implants an amazingly simple, low-anxiety procedure, one that's affordable for anyone's budget. The staff at Today's Dental go out of their way to make you feel comfortable with calming in-office IV sedation that's administered by a highly skilled, certified nurse anesthetist. And their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Isn't it your turn to light up that room? Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Gauthier. That's 448-4540.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
All right, we're back. Phones are lit up. Let's go back to them. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning. Really enjoy the show, but
Thanks.
I will say that the town of Ball has a drop box for American flags that they will properly dispose of those, which I thought the first time I've ever seen one, which I thought was pretty unique. Also, I'd like to mention here at JCPenney's today, we're starting our annual giveaway of old fixtures that we no longer use. So if anybody is interested, I know last year we gave a bunch of mannequins to LCU and for their drama department and that kind of thing. So got fixtures. So if they just come in and ask for somebody, we'll let them go back and see if there's anything they want before we throw them all in a dumpster and get somebody to haul them off and crush them up. So they're welcome to them. They're free of charge. Don't charge them anything. as long as they give us a specific date that they'll pick them up and get them out of our building.
Well, what you
I
got?
really enjoy the show.
What kind of fixtures? Yeah.
Any type of fixture to put clothing on, type stuff, any type of fixtures. It's got shelves. We got all different kinds. I mean, it's stuff that they send in. They send us new fixtures, and we put the old fixtures to the back. And as sales drop off, we don't have enough volume to keep those fixtures full anymore. If we hadn't used them in a year, we're just, we got to get rid of them. I don't have room for them in the warehouse anymore. So, yeah. So if anybody's interested, want to come by and look, all I got to do is ask, and it may not be anything you want. That's okay. Not going to hurt our feelings, but it give the community to come pick them up instead of having to buy. Some of the stuff's expensive, so, so anyway, thank y'all so much. I enjoyed the show.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So community service right there. Here's a comment I got texted to me. I shouldn't have to go to jail for punching the guy for burning the flag.
I was expecting a good response on this story.
Another call. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Yeah, back to the Oakdale, Forest Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bible says one of the truest things they say in the Bible is the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw this, but on June 30th, FBI had a press conference. They announced the largest healthcare fraud in American history. They broke the case, Medicare fraud, almost $15 billion reported in losses. Investigation encompassed 50 federal districts, 12 state attorney generals. They've filed criminal charges against 324 defendants, including 96 doctors, nurse practitioners, pharmacists, and other healthcare workers. Then in 2024, they did another case. They charged 193 people, including 76 doctors. There was nurses and other medical professionals participating in healthcare fraud schemes worth $2.75 billion. 2023, they announced federal criminal charges targeting 78 defendants across 16 states. They don't specify how many doctors and nurses or whatever. I mean, it's just, doctors, nurse practitioners, nurses, pharmacists, they make decent salaries, make good salaries.
Sure.
But they just people just can't seem to resist when they have chance to steal some money. I mean, it's pretty disturbing. Hey, look at the COVID. Look at the COVID fiasco. I would have added they killed hundreds of thousands of people by banning ivermectin. Yet they're pushing these ineffective drugs, remdesivir, which actually kill patients. It's just some people just have no conscience on it. It's really disturbing.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
It's the age-old problem we have in humanity.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Let's go to another one. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
So, a couple of things. It's not the root of all evil. It's in 1 Timothy 6:10, I believe. And it's all kinds of evil. So it's not all evil. There are several other evils that are not associated with money. So I'm just a pet peeve. There's two things. I hate it when people say irregardless, which is not a word, and I hate it when we misquote that particular verse. So about these people with the badges in Oakdale and all, this is an example that just because you wear the uniform doesn't mean you're not vulnerable to greed, temptation, and the other cardinal sins.
Right.
So there's an equal distribution of greedy personalities, psychopaths, sociopaths across all occupations and all political parties. So let's get past the point that just because a person wears the badge, he's automatically a hero and automatically a good person. There are some greedy people with badges too. There's some criminals with badges also.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and you always hear that when these things happen. Someone will say, most of the people in it are good people. And that's the way it is with everything. I mean, Almost everything, anyway.
Except Eagles fans.
Except Eagles fans.
Well, that's right, and Dallas fans. You got to put them in there.
I agree too. We're all messed up in the head.
The whole NFC East, the entire NFC East was put in there. All right, there are no good people in that.
You mean the most Super Bowl winning division in the NFL?
Right, and that's why we hate them. We love winners. American people love winners when they're on our side. When somebody's on another side and they're winning, we don't like them.
True.
So one more thing, and I'll get out of your way. I know I always call at the end of a segment. Nick was talking about the Animal Olympics.
Yeah, that was me. I brought that up. Yeah, it was referring to a clip we showed when he and I were doing the morning show back around 2007, and Melinda Johnson was on, and she didn't like it, and he and I were laughing our heads off, so we showed it again and again. So anyway.
Remind me one time when I have more time. It's a long story. I watched a human versus orangutan boxing match live one time. That was quite the event.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So,
of course, the orangutan was in the Any Which Way But Loose movies, right?
Well, not the same orangutan, I don't believe, but maybe the same species. We'll go that way.
Yeah.
But no, it was just off a military base back in the Stone Ages in the late 80s. And I watched it, and I'll share it with you sometime, but it's kind of a long story.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll look forward to that next time. All right. Have a good one. Speaking of orangutan and speaking of Melinda Johnson, so the morning show for a while was me, Nick, and Melinda. She was reading the teleprompter, and she didn't pre-read it, and the word orangutan popped up, and she said, Orange Gunten.
Oh, no. Orange Gunten. It's tough. Sometimes those words get tough.
Yeah.
I've had some names on there that got me pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean...
There was one time...
remember, when there was, a bust of one of those massage parlors in Alexandria?
You say it, I ain't saying it. I ain't going there. It was tough, man. And it was not fair. It was tough. It's a tough job sometimes because, I'm kind of immature with my jokes, but I was especially immature at 24, 23.
Yeah.
I'm so mature now. But there were some times where I just couldn't keep it together on the anchor desk, man.
Yeah.
You couldn't either.
No.
They have to cut away. I'm just laughing so hard.
There was a clip of...
Let's not even talk about our favorite pizza places. We can't even go there. That's a story for a different time and place.
Or the time I read on the air, make sure you have if you have a RV, make sure you have your unit checked for formaldehyde. Right when Nick was walking past me, and he starts cracking up, and then I lost it.
My favorite clip is the anchor. I don't know where it was at, some local TV station. He's like, it was this pig with he had a wheelchair, and he's like, the name of the pig was Chris P. Bacon, and he just laughs for 20 minutes. And so did I.
That one or the clip when in San Francisco when you had the Air Japan flight.
Oh, no.
And someone said we got the names of the pilots.
That was so bad.
We Too Low. Bing Bang Bow. Some team won.
Oh, no. And
and Holy...
Who did that? Was it a producer?
It was someone faxed it to their... and they didn't fact check it.
It's a tough business, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get in autopilot and you just read what's up there.
Yep.
Ron Burgundy, when they had that, he's like, I'm Ron Burgundy?
Yeah.
That's legit.
Go bleep yourself, San Diego.
Oh, my God.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
Get it. Get your dancing shoes on for the Natchitoches NSU Folk Festival on July 19th in Fraser Coliseum on the NSU campus. Enjoy food, crafts, and Zydeco dancing with Joey Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band. Do it. Children 12 and under get in free. The festival is supported by the Shreveport Regional Arts Council. Visit ExploreLouisiana.com to plan your trip today. Come join the fun at the Natchitoches NSU Folk Festival, July 19th.
Tired of being bored?
Then get off the couch and come see Sinlaw.
Join us as the Alexandria Mall celebrates all things summer in their Summer Mode event. Come in Saturday, August 2nd from 1 to 3 for family-friendly activities, giveaways, crafts, and a fun summer movie on the big screen.
Spend a relaxing evening on the patio during Sunset Club. Thursday starting at 6 at Spirits Food and Friends on Texas Avenue. Bring your friends for great food and drinks accompanied by great live music.
Got an event coming up this summer? Log on to explorealexandriapineville.com and post your info on their events calendar. Let everybody know what you've got going on for free.
Ready to laugh? Then come to Huckleberry Brewing Company on Friday night, August 8th, and catch New York comedian Neil Rubenstein. She's a hoot. Get the details on Huckleberry Brewing's Facebook page.
And Law Broadcasting.
Keeping you informed.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
For my personal talk and text line, why is it that at Democrat protests they burn the flag and at conservative protests they wave the flag?
I don't know. I never kept tally of what protests were doing. So.
Yeah, you do tend to. I mean, I guess the infamous conservative protest would be January 6th. I mean, there were tons of American flags.
Yeah.
So
broke into the Capitol.
Yeah, I still have thoughts on that day.
No, I'm not getting into that.
No,
I'm not getting into that.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Hey, wanted to point out yesterday, President Trump signed what is called the HALT Act, Halt All Lethal Trafficking of Fentanyl, passed both the Senate and the House with bipartisan support, is targeting the underlying reasons for fentanyl coming into the United States, which, as we know, has had a lot of very terrible outcomes for people here in this country. House Speaker Mike Johnson was there for the ceremony, as was Senator Bill Cassidy. He's the one who introduced that legislation along with Democrat Senator Martin Heinrich. So, big day at the Capitol yesterday, White House.
I will say the No Kings protest here in Alexandria, they had tons of American flags. But I get what you're saying, but they had tons. So.
But they weren't burning any.
They were not that I saw. And it was raining, so it probably would have doused it anyway.
That's true. All right. Hey, thanks, everyone. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7:20 till 9. And we look forward to talking more with you on our Friday Talkback, Stephen. Hope you have a good day today.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully no hurricanes.
And listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those